Doug, the man himself, joins us on the Home Run In Pizza Hotline. Visit HRIFamilyFun.com today. It is time for Pig 5 with 55. Good morning, Biggest Douglas.
Hello, my friends. How are you guys doing?
We are very pumped up.
Are you pumped up?
Yes, Big Doug. Can't wait to get a little football in because it's been a while since the Bears played and far too long.
Yeah, it is. My record last week was not very good. I'm an electric bill away from becoming Amish. I am not doing very well. Why? I have to believe each week my guys will be there for me. Fat Bastard from Miami, Louie the Lip from Detroit, Tommy Three Toes from Toronto, and Little Duke from Cicero. Little Duke's my sports repairman, and listen, I cracked the Little Duke's knees last week after the Bear game.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, he got S-winked, as we say in the business. But Little Duke is my sports repairman. That game was supposed to be in the bag for Chicago. That's what a sports repairman is supposed to do. If you want a bookie that doesn't care, Billy, can get another bookie.
Well, thank God we got the quarterback that cares, Jay. Jay, he cares about it.
He's the Care Bear.
He's the Care Bear.
Well, Brian, this is not a hobby for me. I want to win. I'm not doing this for my health.
When did Tommy Three Toes from Toronto get in the group? He went international.
No, he just joined. With Tommy Three Toes, I hope you guys don't know this, but he sells shoes on the weekend. Yeah.
You probably got him to help out with hockey, and now he's locked out.
Well, I think so. His left foot is size 11, and his right foot is size 12, because his left foot has 3 toes. So, that's why it's smaller. But anyway.
Why don't they call him Lefty?
Huh?
Hey?
Hey, why do you have to confuse me? Why do you have to confuse me?
How about if I disappoint you? You want to hear something disappointing?
Go ahead, give it to me.
Brian Hanley last week, 5-0. Perfect, Big Doug.
You got to be kidding me.
5-0.
Brian was 5-0?
Yes.
Jeez, Brian, I thought when you joined that Alcohol Anonymous club.
Everything's more clear now.
Well, no. You still drink, but you under a different name.
I'd like to say I want to act like I've been there before, but I don't know that I have. Yeah.
Hey, Mark, don't laugh. You're a drinker with a writing problem, so don't stop yourself.
Yeah, I can only write drunk.
Yeah.
Again, to get back to what I was talking about. For me to be successful at my job, I have to have faith in my guys.
Sure.
Like Little Duke. And each week, everyone has to do their part so I can do mine. Now, I had to take Duke's knee out. There was no question about it. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did it. It's an emotional business. And listen, I don't tell my financial retrievers what to say, and don't stop them from saying anything. If you have something to say, just make sure you put your name behind it. That's the message. But of course, the message to our organization is we are a team. There are things that should be kept within the group, like where Jimmy Hoffa is buried or who killed John F. Kennedy.
Company secrets, right. It's like the Coca-Cola formula. You keep that stuff to yourself.
I always remember I'm Big Doug. And, by the way, good luck to Little Duke, who is in traction in Mercy Hospital.
It's good to know, if you put your name to it, you know who to go after. It's helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm
Lovey
saying.
needs to know who to call.
Well, I'm in the front. I'm in the front. Hey, by the way, Candy Cane is still pole dancing at the Buttocks Ballroom if you guys want to go see it.
I love that place.
You've been there 100 times. I've seen you.
They have a fish fry there on Friday nights that I'm telling you.
You can't beat it. The cod, unbelievable.
Be careful, Big Doug. I heard that place changed management, and it's got a different clientele.
Hey, it's Football Friday on the Score. Big Doug brought to us by Crown Royal, which always goes with fish fries.
We have a texter checking in on the Northwestern Football text screen. He says, I hate Big Doug. I've won so much money from his picks now that my ex-wife wants me back.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's trouble.
Well, no, that's true. And a lot of times this thing isn't driving me to drink. I drink Crown Royal. There's no question. It's a great whiskey. And my live-in, my human relations specialist, Candy Cane, you guys have met her. You know her. She hates the sight of me when I'm drunk. And I, on the other hand, hate the sight of her when I'm sober. So what the hell is the problem?
Yeah, you got to meet halfway there.
Don't meet her halfway, yeah. What about the picks, boys?
Let's get to it.
Better?
Big Doug, 3-7 for the season. Brian, after his 5-0, 8-2.
Brian, congratulations, buddy. Seriously.
You don't get too high, you don't get too low, Doug. That's how it goes.
I know. I'll tell you what, 5-0 or 0-5 is hard to do.
One game at a time.
The caller last week was 2-3, so he kissed Big Doug like a sister.
And he liked it.
And
that's the problem, Brian. I've had many problems with that song. I can't even walk down Taylor Street
No, you got
anymore.
people trailing you.
I'm going to strangle Russ when I see it.
Why would today be any different?
Yeah, right.
Let's do the picks. We'll start out with, this is the granddaddy of them all.
Oh, Nelly.
Michigan.
Oh, Nelly.
Traveling to South Bend, playing Notre Dame, the Irish favored by 5 and the hook. 5.5, Big Doug.
I haven't done very well with Notre Dame. I've missed them twice now, 2 weeks in a row. What is it? Michigan's going to go. They're trying to win their fourth in a row. You know, the Irish, though, their defense looking pretty damn good, only giving up 30 points the last 3 games. And the reason I'm going to take it is the other night I ran into Paul Hornung. And Paul really likes Notre Dame, but he gave me some advice. He said, never get married, Doug, in the morning, because you never know who you're going to meet at night. So that was it. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Well, you know, I'm a little bit leery of a letdown for the Irish after the big win at Michigan State. But Michigan, up front, they're just getting beat on both sides of the ball. That said, I'm going to think there's going to be a letdown. I'll take Michigan.
Ooh.
Oh, Brian.
I'm 2-0 on Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I know you are.
Caller Bill from Chicago also likes the Irish.
Oh, I'm dead.
I owe money to Big Dog. Owe money to Big Dog. Doug's going to spank me. Wow. Doug squeezes money out of me. Money out of me. Squeezing so hard it hurts. I tried running to Milan. Cicero and Bowen. I'm on the run, you know what I mean. But it caught me and threw me off the catwalk. Off the catwalk. Off the catwalk. He spanked my little tushy on the catwalk. I owe money to Big Dog.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Fashion Week here on the Pick 5 segment.
The Lions are giving up 3.5 points at Tennessee, Big Doug.
Yeah, well, you know, the Lions lost to the 49ers last week. That's no shame because the 49ers are the best team out there. But how about this one? Mike Marsh is doing a game with Ron Pitts, so that should be interesting. The running game is a problem with the Lions and Kevin Smith, but once again, Mike was sure, though, is going to come back. He's supposed to return after a 2-game suspension, so we have to get the running game going, and Calvin Johnson, Titus Young at wide receivers, they'll be pretty damn good. But the fact is that Tennessee is just, I think, a terrible team. I mean, their defense, they have a problem in the backfield. Their defense was secondary. And the main problem with Tennessee is obviously Chris Johnson. I mean, the guy is averaging, 1.1 yard per carry? So there's a problem there. That being said, Tennessee has lost to New England, lost to San Diego. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm switching my thought process here. I'm going to take Tennessee.
Well, yeah, Big Doug, I don't like team going out to face the Niners and then have to travel back home and then get back on the road and go to Tennessee. But it's kind of like a horse going from an allowance stakes race down to a claiming race here. I'll take the Lions and lay the points. I think they roll in this one.
Caller Bill from Chicago also likes the Titans.
Mully and Hanley with Big Doug's picks for free.
You got the phone, you moronic body. You moron.
The Patriots need a bounce back, and they're at Baltimore, who need a bounce back. The Ravens are giving 3 points to New England, Big Doug.
Well, you know, again, New England last week losing to Arizona, but they should have won that football game. You know, it's amazing, too, in his slot position, Wes Welker kind of benched him, and then Julian Edelman's playing that position. He played 12 more plays than Wes Welker. But
Rumor is he's on the trading block, Big Doug.
Is he really?
That's the rumor.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind having him. There's no question about that. But, New England beat Baltimore last season. It was the AFC Championship, I believe, and they won that game. I just like Baltimore overall. Joe Flacco, though, has thrown a lot of football, 71 passes in the last 2 games, but their defense is outstanding. And Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. I mean, how old these guys are going to become, I don't know. 17th year for Lewis. I, myself, look at this with the no-huddle offense for Baltimore. And Baltimore was very physical. I'm going to take Baltimore in this one.
By the way, one of our texters said that he just saw an Est-Wing hammer truck out by Rockford. Were you driving it? Don't know.
Well, you know what? I do that. But, hey, listen, I've been a Teamster, and I'll stay a Teamster.
There you go, card carrying.
Yeah.
All right, the trend is your friend. Pats are 24-3 straight up and 20-7 against the spread after a loss in their last 9 seasons. That says it all for me. I'll take New England.
You know what, Brian? There's something about you that aggravates me. You know what it is?
Just one thing?
No. It's because you're correct most of the time.
Caller Bill, though, also likes the Patriots. Good luck,
I'm
man.
in trouble.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Your picks were wrong. I lost my house, my car, my wife, my kids today.
The whole crowd's swaying right now.
It's a lot, Big Doug.
Turn off your lighter.
I'm gonna have to pay or learn to like my elbows bent the other way.
The Packers on Monday Night Football are giving 3 to the Seahawks at Seattle. Interesting stuff, Big Doug.
Well, real interesting. Last week, Brian and I figured it out. Only Brian was smart enough to, go with Seattle. I didn't. And I still think Green Bay Packers by 3 at Seattle. And Seattle's a pretty damn good football team. I mean, they're looking at this rookie, Russell Wilson, although he's not throwing for a lot of yardage, but they beat Dallas, 27-7? Mm-hmm. So, and the kid's got like 112 passing rating, and they're going to run the football. I think that's going to be the key with Marshall Lynch, and they're going to go out there and they're going to do all these things. Greg Jennings will be coming back to wide receiver for the Packers. The Packers have 10 days off rest. They should be ready to roll. Matthews is on fire. He has 6 sacks already. He only had 6 sacks all year last year. But when I take a look at this, I say to myself, okay, fine. The thing is, look at Seattle. It should be -3. I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Wow. That goes against something I read in the paper. I thought we had common ground there. I'm going with Seattle on this one.
Well, I did in the paper. Well, I didn't do it in the paper.
I know your alter ego did, yeah.
My alter ego did, but I had an argument with him last night. And I told him, so when I go on with Mully and Hanley, I'm changing.
All right, well, I thought we were going to be in agreement. You were right down the path with
Caller Bill is with Hanley in Seattle.
You win.
With a purposeful grimace and a terrible sound, he tells the gamblers to put their money down. Helpless people face their wives when they find out that he went 0 for 5. He picks up some money and throws it back down, 'cause he's the king of gambling in this town. Oh, ugh. Some say that he's a thug. Go, go, Big Doug. Yeah. Oh, ugh. Can I get in one more plug? His name's Big Doug.
Here it comes, the St. Louis Rams. Jeff Fisher and the crew coming in to take some cheap shots at the Bears. The Bears are giving them 7 in the hook. 7.5 points, Big Doug.
Yeah, that's a lot. Cutler's 51% completion. Sam Bradford, 71% completion. Wow. 7.40 per attempt for Cutler. 8.47 for Bradford. 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions for Cutler. 4 touchdowns and only 1 interception for Bradford. Cutler's quarterback rating 58.5. Bradford's rating 112. And Rams played some good football teams. I was not concerned about this game at all, in my mind, until I watched the Washington game. They replayed it. And I watched Washington, obviously, get beat by the Rams. The Rams got I think, a pretty good football team. I know it's, what they did last year and all that, but Amendola, a wide receiver, and they got some kids running the football, and Richardson, and I don't know what's going on with Steven Jackson with that groin. But you know what? They're going to be there. This is not going to be a game for the Chicago Bears to just throw their hat in the middle of the field and say, here we are, we're going to win this football game. But usually the Bears, after they come off a bad one, they'll come back and do something extraordinary. And so I'm going to take the Chicago Bears on this one.
I'm with you on the Bears. Everyone loves a shootout. I'm starting to think it's going to go under the total of about 44.5. So
I'm with you 100% of that. I really believe that. They're going to try to run the football, both teams.
Yeah.
Caller Bill from Chicago is with both of you on the Bears, but we don't know if he likes the over-under.
Uh-oh.
Give him a call.
You know Big Doug, he's big. You know Big Doug, he's mean. You know Big Doug, you know him. You know when your wife really needs a brand new rack, get the phone and make the call to Big Doug.
There you have it, Doug.
Well, guys, food for thought. Let me finish this with, God created man, and he must have been an engineer. It is amazing how he could have a waste disposable unit right in the middle of a recreational area. Boys,
you're the best.
Have a great weekend, Big Doug.
He is the greatest.